This is one of those random, crazy ideas that just popped into my head. And I love callaloo and I love mushrooms. And I figured the both of them might work well together. So I decided to give it a try. And now here we are. And this recipe not calling for anything fancy at all either. It's just some callaloo bush, some button mushrooms, onion, garlic, and thyme. And cleaning the callaloo bush is totally optional. As a matter of fact, there's a school of thought that says that cleaning the bush is actually removing a lot of nutrients that can be found in the skin on the stalk. So, you could leave it on. But if you want to clean it, flip the leaf over to the underside. You want to hold where the stalk is attached to the leaf and break it in the opposite direction to reveal the skin. Then, you continue to peel. And if you had the kind of childhood I had, then you know that doing this process bringing back a lot of memories. A lot of not so good memories because you really didn't want to be doing this when you were small, but you had to. And you definitely want to chop these stalks as thin as possible, and that will help in the cooking process. It will ensure that it breaks down faster. You want to saute onions for 1 minute. Now add your garlic, add the chopped okra, and add the callaloo stalks. You want to allow that to saute for 5 minutes on medium heat. And while that's doing its thing, let's work on the bush. Now I learned this technique from watching Chef Khalid Mohammed from Show. I think I mentioned it in a previous video, but I think it's worth mentioning again because it's really one of those things that kind of blow my mind when I saw it. So you want to lay out the leaves flat, one on top of the other, and then you want to roll them into a tight bundle. Now you want to cut them into strips, or chiffonade is the French culinary term for this type of cut. Now that the leaves ready, you want to add about 3/4 of your chopped mushrooms to the pot. You want to leave back some for later. Now you want to add the bush, cover it and allow it to cook for 3 to 5 minutes. At this point you want to season the dish with some salt and pepper to taste. And now is a good time to add some fresh thyme as well. Add the coconut milk and then bring the mixture to a boil. And you want to cover it and allow it to cook for 25 minutes on low heat. 25 minutes later, everything kusume and looking nice. And honestly, I could leave this just so and just eat this with some rice, but that's not the plan today. Add the mixture to a blender and blend until smooth. Remember, when you're blending anything hot, always keep the lid slightly open and pulse first before you start to blend fully, or else you could end up making a huge mess, or even worse, have a terrible accident. Safety first in the kitchen, always. Now with the soup done, taste for salt. And also I want to add a little water to the blender and make sure you get all the soup back into the pot. No wastage going on here. And for a bit of texture, I quickly saute in some of the leftover mushrooms. I'm doing a decent sized bowl here, topping it with the mushrooms. Now I'm going to keep it 100 with all here. This tasting good, but I find the callaloo overpowering the mushrooms. So I think the next time I'm making this, I'll use half a bundle of bush instead of the whole bundle. And while yes, it tasting good, it's not the exact flavor I had in mind for the final product. It's not exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping for something a little more balanced. And with that in mind, I say, you know what, let me take it up a notch. So I fried some of the leftover okra until they're nice and caramelized. Then I sauteed the mushrooms, adding a little red wine vinegar for some acidity, and then a little touch of agave for a hint of sweetness. And last but by no means least, I'm making a little toasted coconut milk gravy. Simply adding some oil to a pan, you could use butter if you want, toasting the coconut milk, and then you want to add some water and a pinch of salt, and whisk that until it's smooth and creamy. For the second plating, I'm going for something a little more gourmet and treating this like an appetizer. So I'm using this little saucer here. Add the soup. do a little drizzle with the gravy, add the mushrooms and the fried okra, and boom, that is dish. Now this was a random idea that popped into my head that I think turned out pretty okay. And if you want to try this recipe, check out the full ingredients list on the website, and the link is in the description. And if you do give it a try, comment below and let me know how you find it come out. And also post your pictures on Instagram and tag us in it. If you like this recipe, please give the video a thumbs up and give it a share. And if you're new to the Eat a Food channel, please take a moment to subscribe for more great content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.